Hello, this is RICKY, the Android guy. Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of Android Weekly. Today we are doing, again, just answering all of your questions that you have live. And if you have any questions ever, I seem to have lost my little box there. Well, normally I have it posted right down below, asktheandroidguy@gmail.com, and you just always ask your questions right down there. And that way, there we go. Ah, there we go. Nope, it's completely messed up. Okay, sorry about that, having some technical difficulties. Just if you want to email me any questions, just right there. And there, you should have it. Sorry guys for the mix-up that usually all loads beforehand, but for some reason it didn't today. Not sure why, but it didn't. So let's start off with the weekly news, and then we will go right into everything, all the questions you guys had during the week. All right, and first big news is Samsung is making a Dragon Ball Z Scouter, and I hope they market it that way. No, but it's really actually kind of interesting, the kind of comparison to what they're making compared to Google Glass. It seems to have the same kind of glass indicator in the front, but they are making it a one-ear one, is what it seems like. This is a really cool looking device, and I would say they should just go for the full-on one shade in order to make it look like a Dragon Ball Z Scouter, and I will definitely buy it. Yeah, but it's. What do you think? Do you like the one screen instead of the two? Because I mean, there's nothing on the other eye in Google Glass, but does it make it look like more natural when you have the two of them, or does this make more sense because you only have one screen? It's not like you have two screens on Google Glass. You only have one screen. So what design makes more sense to you guys? Please let me know. All right, and in this second report, Apple is talking to carriers right now about making their device $100 more. Now, this is really interesting considering that, currently right now, the only device that sells dramatically at this price point is the one that Samsung has, which is the Note 3. This is the only successful product in the U.S. that sells at $299 on a consistent basis for a phone on contract. Now, of course, Apple's 32 gig sells as well, but I'm just saying, as a phone that normally sells at one price point starting off, that is the phone that everyone tends to go with. So for that reason, it's a really interesting thing that we're seeing right now, that how it's playing out. So yes. Um, so that's one thing that I thought was kind of interesting. That if Apple goes at this price point. Now, I do not believe this will be for their 4.7-inch, actually, iPhone 6. I think it will be for their 5.5-inch that they will charge $100 more. Because even if it's a 4.7, I just don't see Apple raising the price on customers. Will customers buy it? Yes. But it will keep customers from buying that and the iWatch they're planning on releasing at the same time, and that's why I don't think it'll be with that model. I think it will be with their 5.5-inch screen that'll come out in December. Speaking of their 4.7-inch version, however, we do get another leaked image of the screen in front, and there it is. It's just plain and simple. This is a new iPhone that's coming out. As we tend to see with Apple, this is around the time of year where we get all the leaks from them, and it's just that simple. That they're getting leaked already because that's what's going on with them. All right, and then our third article is something that's very near and dear to me, and something that I do have always a lot of questions with, so I always try to answer this very simply. Viruses on Android. So there was a recent app called Virus Shield, and it was a complete scam. and it charged people $5, I believe, or no, $4. And basically, oh, you know, it's going to protect you against viruses on Android. It'll protect you and all that kind of stuff. No virus scanner on Android is worth a dime. They are completely worthless, and if you have them on your phone, you should remove them. None of them do anything but slow down your device. And that's it. You cannot get a virus on the Google Play Store. It has been confirmed that 99.7% of apps on 99.7% of viruses that were found on the mobile OSs did not come from the Google Play Store. So where did they come from? Well, they come from the same place that most viruses come from on your computer. If you happen to go to inappropriate websites, if you happen to try to be downloading from a third party or from a site that's promising you free stuff, and in actuality they're not, that's where you get your viruses from. And that's plain and simple. If you don't, you've never needed to download a virus app. Just don't do it. It's worthless. It's completely worthless. There are no viruses on Android. The only thing you can get that people mistake for a virus is when you get pop-ups. So when you get pop-ups, you download something called Air Push Detector. Air Push Detector is an app that will tell you, oh, this app is making a pop-up at the top of your notification bar. That's all it is. It's not a virus. And I always make that clear. Anyway, the story was that basically this Virus Shield app scammed a bunch of people, and Google is actually, doing something really nice, which they're giving, the app costs $4. Google is giving $5 to everyone that downloaded that app and paid for it, which is, I think 30,000 people did that, which is insane, because this was BS, complete BS. So yeah, no, if you have any virus scanner on your phone, get rid of it. Just get rid of it. Look out, whatever it is, get rid of it. It's only slowing down your phone and causing trouble and causing crashes. And finally, the last news of the day before we get on to the viewer questions is the Note. The Note 4 is already being rumored, and the big rumor is that it will be this design that we have seen before from Samsung at their last year's CES conference, where they showed a screen that kind of went off to the side, essentially. I think this is interesting. This went along because the VP also said that there would be a new form factor with it. So I'm really curious to see what it is. This is obviously a possibility. If it turns out to be this, who knows? We'll have to wait and see, I guess. Alright guys, if you do have questions, please leave them in the comment section down below, and I will be able to answer all of your questions. Let me just check on that now, see how that's going. Okay, yeah, so if you have any questions, leave them in the comment section down below, and I will answer them after the viewer questions that were emailed to me during the week. But before we get into that, I did want to show you guys something cool, and that is I have a new logo coming out, guys. So it's a really great looking logo. My friend TJ did it for me, and I'm going to double check with him, but I will either leave his email link in the description if he's okay with that, or if you have any questions about how to get a logo for your site or channel or anything, or even if it's just a homework project, if you're willing to pay for it, done, I will recommend him. He's great, and he did it really quickly too, which is really cool. So this is the new Android Guy logo. Hey guys, what do you think? Leave it in the comment section down below. What do you think of the new logo? Because cool beard now, which I'm very happy with. I like the beard. I really like the beard. And so with the black shirt, I usually wear black shirts. For those of you guys who've been seeing me for a long time, I'm always wearing a black shirt usually, which is my girl. And you can see the Android Guy still there. So that is the new logo. What do you think, guys? Let me know in the comment section down below. Alright, and now let's go to the viewer questions, which we'll start off with this one. So a question from Sandy. It's a Galaxy S5 question. Can't figure out how to assign a ringtone to a specific contact. Sounds simple enough, but I can't figure it out. So, on this information, sorry, I probably should have done this before. I swear I was said to myself, oh, I'll do that before, but then I didn't. So I know you can do it like so. How I usually get my ringtones is through an app called Zedge. So if you're on Zedge and you download a song, it will ask you, oh, do you want to apply this to a contact or as your standard ringtone? So that is one way I can definitely tell you. The other way is most likely just going into sound, ringtones, and nope. Yep, that would. Yeah, I'm going with that. Samsung application. Yep, that's what I'm going with for right now. Sorry, I can't find a way, to your credit, I could not find a way quickly looking it up, Sandy. So I would recommend you do that, and that's what I would do for right now. For your quick fix, again, I get most of my ringtones from Zedge. I think it's probably the best one to get ringtones from. It's one of my must-have apps, which I still haven't done a video for you guys for that. What are the apps you should have if you have an S5? I will do a video for that for you guys. All right, Ivan Rusty asks, hey there, I would like to ask if there's already available Corel drawing application for Android. So no, I did look this up for you, Ivan. There is not a Corel drawing application specifically for Corel. There are lots of drawing applications. I'm not sure if you were looking for Corel specific, though. It sounded like you were. So I did look it up, and no, there's no Corel drawing application at this time, at least. All right, and Matt asked another Galaxy S5 and Homesync question. It was funny how much of an influx I got of Homesync questions because Homesync on Samsung at Best Buy, Samsung's Homesync, was a terabyte storage that you could remote access and it connected to your TV, was originally $300. It went down to $99 this past week, and basically he is asking, I bought the S5 and the HomeSync app isn't compatible with it, with the Galaxy S5. So what do I do? Any idea how to get the HomeSync software device with or without the S5? So here's the thing. I have confirmed it. You are right. You cannot download it. Even I have the international version. I can download it on there. So yeah, you cannot have it on the device. However, the simple solution to that, which I was able to find, is just Google Samsung HomeSync APK, and that will allow you to download it, download one of those files, and it will allow you to download it to your S5, and then it should work. It loaded up on mine fine. I don't have my HomeSync anymore, but it did load on mine fine when I did have it, so it should work no problem after that. Alright, sorry guys. Again, if you are just joining us, make sure to ask your questions in the comment section down below, and I will answer them right after. Alright, Nick asks, hello Ricky, which theme are you using on your video on how to back up your Android tablet? There's only one theme I use on Android, and that's Nova. I just have found it. Oh, sorry. You actually asked what theme, not what. You asked what theme, not what launcher. The launcher I've always used is going to be this one, which is Nova, which just makes my device very, 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 very quick, which I of course like. And the theme for this one I'm using is the S5, but probably back then I was using a TouchWiz theme. I tend to use a TouchWiz theme. Just because I'm so used to it. And I usually change some of the icons, so now I started, I have a theme, but then I change a little bit of it up. So certain icons I change. That's a little techie, But that's kind of how I set up my device. I always have Nova on it. All right, and Charles just asked before I brought up these video for the upcoming Android Weekly. Where do you get all these devices to do these videos? He asked on the HTC One M8 and S5 size comparison. HTC M8 and Galaxy S5, both these are expensive ass phones. If you could explain how the process works, I have always been curious. Chaz or Charles, whichever one. So how do I get these devices? How do people on YouTube get these devices? So most of you guys know, when in YouTube you do get paid when you have views, and so you do get paid. So I do get paid by YouTube for having all these views and for you guys tuning in. And it goes through a whole thing of like, you get paid per 1,000 view, and then like when you guys click an ad or when you guys stay through an ad, that helps. Even when you like, thumbs up, when you subscribe, I mean, all those things go into the formula and the grand scheme of things for the people you watch getting money from YouTube for it. So that explains part of it, that I mean I get paid for it. So anytime I see a product that I really want, I do sometimes buy them. So about half, probably, about, I would say about half to 1/3 of the product, or yeah, half to 1/3 of the products I buy, I flat out buy with the money that I get from YouTube, because I see it as reinvesting to what you guys want to see. So that's first and foremost. Second, sometimes I get obviously little things like this, which companies send to me. So companies will send me everything from phones to cases to review and to tell you guys what I think. Were they good? Were they bad? Typically when we get a review unit, you can get it for 3 to 6 months, I would say, is the most average what they'll give you. By that time, too, and I am answering your question now, Charles, if you are seeing that. So for this one, I got it sent to me, and I'll have it for 6 months. Most likely, before I send it back, however, I will probably buy this one. I like this because as a reviewer, not only do I get the phone to test out and everything like that, but I really kind of get a long-term kind of return policy, you can think of it. So I have this phone, and probably when the 32 gig comes out for Verizon, which is my personal line, I'll probably buy it, and because I had such a great experience with this, so I would probably do that. Or by that time, maybe I would get my Note. Who knows? So yeah, so that is one way. Is we do get, if you have a certain amount of views, companies do consider you for products to send you those products. So that's one way. Another way is when companies like HTC do certain things to make it easy for people to get. So I have friends, obviously how I started these connections was, I have friends in every carrier store. So I have friends in, T-Mobile, stores like Best Buy, Radio Shack, Verizon, Sprint, AT&T. So I have friends in all these stores, and I get wind of certain deals they get sometimes, because some of these manufacturers like to have the carrier rep that you go to have this device. So they're like, man, we want to convince this guy to get this device. So one of those friends basically had one of those friends basically had I don't want to get him in trouble, so I'm trying to say as little as possible. HTC was doing this giveaway essentially for any of the reps that work for these companies, which I'm not going to say which carrier it was. But so they gave all this option for all these different carriers, and they basically said, we will give you an HTC One for $250. It was 1 week that they could do it. And my friend had no interest in the HTC One. He was actually interested in the Galaxy S5. And the reason is because he just didn't have an interest in it. So I was like, hey man, could I use, since you have a sign-in, can I use that? So I did, and therefore I got this HTC One for only $250, which is for one a huge discount compared to the regular price. Of course, I mean you get this on contract for $200, but at the same time, you know, $250 is still an investment. So honestly, I'll probably sell this in, you know, probably after the iPhone 5S. I won't have a need for it anymore, so I might send it off at that time. I'm not send it off, sorry. I might sell it at that time because I can sell it for $250. Heck, I might even be able to sell it for more. But I mean, even if I would sell it for $250, or even if I would sell it for $200, at a $50 loss, you know, I got to make all these cool videos for you guys on this device. So hopefully that helps, and that gives you an idea. It takes a long time to get review devices. I still have companies that sometimes don't respond back to me. LG, I'm looking at you. But you know, again, they sometimes do these giveaways, so then I can go through the carrier friends that I have and get them that way. So I always try my best to get these devices for you guys. But yeah, they are expensive, and sometimes it's easy with companies to just give me things to review, and sometimes it's forever for companies, so I have to find other means. So those are the different ways. But yes, I always tell people that are starting a YouTube channel, look, you have to invest. You have to invest at least $2,000 into this, and know you're probably not going to make that back till maybe like 2 to 6 months, depending on how successful your channel is. So yeah, so that's hopefully that answers your question, Charles. And that's kind of how I would go about it. All right. Kronos asks, makes it seem like an at guy. Not a big fan of the logo. Makes you seem like an at guy. I'm not sure what you mean by at guy. If you can't elaborate on that, please elaborate. On the Android 4.3 update on my Galaxy S4, they got rid of the data toggle in the notification bar. Did they put it back on the 4.4? Which I have, or not with me, but I have my S4 at 4.3, and I have the data toggle on mine. So I'm not sure why it's not on yours. Possibly a different carrier. I don't know if they would put it back on the 4.4. That's possibly it is a possibility, but it's not a guarantee. So it might be, it might not be. Unfortunately, mine always had the notification, the data toggle on the notification bar. So I'm not sure why it's not on yours. Probably a different carrier, though, I'm guessing. But yes. Any other questions, guys, that you guys can think of? Anything else you guys can think of? Sorry about the technical difficulties. I don't know what happened. It was fine, and then it wasn't. And yeah, I don't know what's going on with that. So yes. There we go. Cool. All right. Any other questions? Nope. Might call it a short show tonight. All right. Yeah, we'll cut a short show tonight. If you guys are watching though after, please tell me if you guys want me to do another S5 Q&A. I did this last week, and it got like quadruple the views that I normally get. So if you guys think another S5 Q&A might be good, maybe I'll do another 2-episode thing next week, and I'll answer all questions on Samsung Galaxy S5, or maybe even the HTC One, if maybe we'll do a Q&A of that one. Although, judging by sales, I mean, the S5 seems to sell a lot more, so, I mean, I will do it, obviously, for more views. But let me know what you guys think. Leave it in the comment section down below, and thank you for always for watching this weekly show. I really do appreciate it. Alright, guys, that will be the end of the show. Thank you for watching. This has been RICKY, the Android Guy.